Let's get high, let's get drunk. Pour more Henny in my cup. I just came to show love. I like how your booty cup. My name's Foodie, what is yours? I just be cool, how I be cool. Groove like a G groove. Watch how my feet move. Ay, my heart stop when I seen you. Ay, my stomach drop when I seen you. Ay, can we fall in love again? We not out of love. We got more love again. Rain goes away and pain heals, and band-aid solutions ain't gonna cut it. I can't dance, but I can fuck good. When I talk crazy, make you blush good. Now I ain't that pressed to touch. I'm trying to gain your trust. I wanna earn your love. Now I can't dance, but I can fuck good. When I talk crazy, make you blush good. Now I ain't that pressed to touch. I wanna gain your trust. I wanna earn your love. Baby, you had your sizzle. I ain't take long to shoot my shot, don't dribble. Swoop be talking and smooth talk, you giggle. I ain't gon' lie, I've been sipping a little, but when I sober up, I wanna see what you into. Your favorite color and your favorite item on the menu. And if you smoke, come inside, I got a little endo. And all my old sweeties is assed out like Lizzo, right?
Uptown nigga, yeah. GKFM, 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 I say my presence is hectic, my flow is absurd. I'm like a spiritual healer, they get possessed by the word. Bullets hit your soul like we Centuri is a shooter. Black on black medallion riding through the streets to loot. The bad blunt's crucial, keep the vibes all mutual, baby. Shit, I only like it so it ain't nothing to lose ya. I don't want confusion, double lock is what I'm used to. Gutter ass nigga, music gutter than a bitch too. Jewelers stay in Toontown, so my chains they started talking. Lean by the faucet, weed and a perky. I don't fuck with Xanax got me overworking. And I been in the streets before that boost mobile turf. Nigga, price too high, I work. Richard come and spin a vert with me, she ain't got no skirt. On a set, she tryna work with me. Higher than a nigga that ain't never got no work. Listen, said she had a lick, book the script, paper permission. Yeah, I be on that other shit. Fuck your crew, fuck your life, fuck your bitch. Yeah, I be on that other shit. That ass nigga keep it gutter than the bitch. I be on that other shit. Fuck your crew, fuck your life, fuck your bitch. I be on that other shit. Gutter ass nigga keep it gutter in this bitch. Rocket on my face, I gotta take off. Feel that money like I'm Ray Charles. She gon' snort her face off, only fan her only day job. Used to steal a nigga, shit me up and sell him scap blunts. Used to fuck a bitch, then get her gone by the next month. The way she on my phone, but fuck what ops, we call that treason. Niggas say they eatin', we just don't believe them. If they really eatin', why my niggas never take none? Roll the dice and shake some, bet that I would break some. Know how this shit go, we want more than Metro. Won't go then we let go. Won't go then it's Sunday morning, preach at your front door. Mama with that black rose, niggas should've learned something. And the world we keep turning. Yeah, I be on that other shit. Fuck your crew, fuck your life, fuck your bitch. Yeah, I be on that other shit. Gutter ass nigga keep it gutter than the bitch. I be on that other shit.
Powered by
Yo, what it do, brother?
What's going on?
You know what I mean? We holding it down today. We holding it down in the fort, you know what I mean? Episode 40 of the Table Talk podcast, man. It's your boy, and Walk, and I got my homie Marcus in the building.
Yes, sir. What it do?
Yes, sir, man. We got a lot we gonna touch on today. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but some key kind of events that's been going on that I want to talk about. Just some very, I'd say,
Just some solid content.
exactly,
man.
like
Just
some very important
solid
stuff in the beginning, and then we'll kind of ease into some some other stuff later on in the show. How's your week been though, man?
Man, you know what? I was just telling somebody yesterday that I don't know if it was the weather or what, man, but I've been kind of down.
Okay.
And I've been, a little depressed, and I had I thought of my mom the other day, man. I'm sure you've had those times where you're just kind of
Absolutely.
thinking and in your feelings, and man, it was just an emotional week.
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm good.
for sure.
I'm good. I'm chilling, hanging in there, man. Hype, episode 40. That's a big thing, man.
Yes, sir.
I kind of got this weird vibe with like numbers on the tens, maybe because I was born in 90 or something, but. Yeah, man, hype about this. But, yeah, man, it's just kind of been a slow week.
Yeah.
So, looking to rebound, man, relax a little bit this weekend, and just get back to work, man.
For sure. That's interesting that you kind of say that, just because, one of my good friends, you know him very well. It's his birthday today.
Yep.
Happy birthday to my homie Darius.
Yes, sir.
He was talking about
Sonic.
Sonic, like
Sonic.
literally though. You know what I mean? But he was kind of talking about how, he's just thinking about family, man, thinking about his grandfather, like, that passed away, and rest in peace to him.
Yep.
And sometimes we just have those thoughts, and it's okay to tell people that you're thinking about that.
For sure.
Anytime I'm thinking about, my mother, I didn't know my father, but anytime I think about her, I tell people, like, yo, I'm kind of just thinking about her today, because something's telling me to think about her. And maybe it's because, she's thinking about me
Right.
as well.
Yeah, there's definitely something in the air at that time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's just sometimes it's that feeling, and it's a trigger. It could be anything, like simple things, man. And it's crazy. Like, I was thinking about it, earlier too, and it was a trigger because I posted literally today. I posted a picture of me and Darius, and it's from high school.
Yep.
And it took me a second to realize who took the picture. It was my mom.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, damn.
Like those moments.
You know what I mean? Crazy. And sometimes you don't think about who's behind the picture. You think about what's ever in front of it. But for a brief second, I was like, damn, who took this picture? My mom. You know what I mean?
So what's crazy, bro, is that
it's nuts.
I had two things just to capitalize on that, man. It's the first thing is the other night, man, I was just up working, doing some things, and I thought in my mind, if I could get anything back or anything to do with my mom, it would just be more time.
Exactly.
And it's crazy because you're like, well, that's your mom. You spent more time with her than anybody else. It's like, yeah, I did. But if you could give me something else, it'd be more.
Yeah.
Be more time. Because, like, your mom is your first fan and hero and everything else, right? So everything I'm accomplishing, my mom would always be a part of.
Yep.
So, like, if it's a new job or a promotion, I just recently received a certificate for a program I was doing.
Congrats to that
Thank
as
you.
well.
Appreciate that. So, things that I would typically call and say, hey, guess what I just did? Or come see me do this.
Yeah.
That I can't anymore. So I miss those things. But the second thing is in those studies that I was recently doing, one of the professors had said this generation of professionals talk to their moms a lot. And she was talking about the millennial generation, got people our age. But she was like, these people, these kids is what she said. Now, this woman's in her 60s.
Yeah.
But she said these kids talk to their mothers. And it was just, I sat back and I thought about that. I'm like, man, rather it's a job interview, my son loses a tooth. I mean, whatever it is, it's like mom would find out and be a part of that. So, yeah, man, it's just it's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Oh, yeah.
But anybody listening, be willing to express yourself.
Yeah,
Tell people
absolutely.
if you're having a bad day or a rough day.
Men and
Talk
women.
it out. Yes, absolutely. I'm telling you, as a guy, personally, I've gotten a long way with being empathetic and having a softer side. And I'm not saying that you got to be soft or tough, because I'll turn the switch.
Yeah.
But, man, I don't know if it's just kids or being married, man, but
It's growth,
express yourself,
being
man.
older.
Express yourself.
You know what I mean?
Don't let people see you sweat, and you sweat when you don't get rid of it, man. It's just so
Right.
you gotta, you do things emotionally when you're bound up and stuff, man. So don't do that.
For sure. Yeah, everything you said was right, man. I can account to that. It's weird how timing works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the timing of things.
Yep.
But you grow to learn more about what's going on in just life in the world. You know what I mean? And
right.
that's why you appreciate a lot of stuff, like those moments.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because now that you're a father,
oh yeah,
your kids, your boys are gonna, they'll grow up and they'll think of those moments.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was there, you know what I mean? Or
Yep.
my mom and my dad was there.
Right.
Or my mom was there for, this situation. So,
for sure.
Took
that picture. Or
yeah,
did this,
big
or did
time.
that.
Yeah, and you don't realize it until farther down the road, but eventually you do realize it. So,
man, I'm out here trying to replicate the Easters with the eggs and
Absolutely.
stuff. I'm out
Got
here trying
to.
to
You have
replicate the stuff our moms used to do, and
You
our
have
moms
to.
used to be like flamboyant with stuff, right? I mean, we
Oh,
did
yeah.
Halloweens together
yeah,
and all kind of stuff.
all
bro.
that,
So
all the cool stuff.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But you don't think about it till you get there, and you're like,
Yeah, you appreciate it even
man.
more as you get older.
nuts.
Because you just see kind of what's going on now. Not taking anything away from anybody that's growing up now or is parenting now, but there's a different breed of
It's
parents
not the
back in the
same.
day.
Yeah, it's
different
not the
breed,
same.
different breed of mothers.
Yeah.
Not nothing against any mothers now, because I know some great
Absolutely.
women, great mothers
For sure.
that take care of their kids day and night. You know what I mean? Go to work, 3 jobs,
It's
all
just
that.
different now,
But
though.
it's just a different breed,
It's
different
different.
breed of just the village. The village. It takes a
Oh,
village to
absolutely.
raise a child. Like, it's just different now. You know what I mean?
Man, there's so much for people to be doing now.
Mhm.
To where the household unit, the village unit is not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit it right on, man. It's
Mhm.
it's very different. Grandparents are grandparenting different. Parents are parenting different.
Yeah.
Some people are put in situations where this is a single parent household, like you said, there's working multiple jobs. So yes, you're working multiple jobs, income stable, but the time spent with the kids is not there. The attention's different. So although it's like, man, I'm paying the bills, I'm getting us by, there's still something missing because of the lack of it. So it's just
even the kids growing up with other kids, it's different now. Like,
everything's
different experience,
It's
man. Like,
sick.
you see the kids now playing video games. A perfect example. I used to have to go over to people's houses, or people had to come to my house to play me in video games.
Right.
Now they just hop on, put the headphones on, they talking to you.
Can bet,
You know what I mean?
all that.
Yeah, do all
Yep.
that way. Back in the day, we had the 4 controllers into one system on one TV with 4 blocks in the
Right.
TV. Like,
TV was dumb small.
yeah, absolutely, man. But it was just different time, man.
Yep.
Different time. Different things going on. But hey, that's why I grow to appreciate that type of stuff, man. So, hey, with that being said, let's get into our first topic, man, which is Texas. So, a lot of shit been going on there, man. I know you've been seeing a lot. I have friends down there that live
Same
in
here,
Texas.
cousin,
You
yep.
have some people that live down there.
2 cousins and some friends too.
Mhm.
So
And I'm sure they're going through it as well. It's affecting everybody, man.
Yep.
But they had a snowstorm, call it a snowstorm, that Texas just wasn't prepared for.
not at all. Unusual weather for
Yeah,
that
very,
area.
very.
For that area.
You
It took me until last night, and real quick. So I've got 2 cousins that are down there that are both okay. They've actually not experienced any power outages or any.
Okay, so that's good.
And one of them's right there in Fort Worth, like near
Okay.
Dallas.
Yeah.
But his in-laws lost power and were affected a little bit. So one of the things that he drives on that road that had the 100-car pileup. He's active on that daily to and from work. So the stuff that's going on out here, man, is crazy, especially when it gets close to home. But it took me till last night to find out exactly what was going on with the energy bills and the power outages. So
Nuts.
someone I know that works for Duke here was explaining to me that first off, they use a lot of windmill
Yeah.
power.
Mm-hmm.
So they were down to because of the weather, they were down to under 50% of actual production because the windmills themselves
Frozen.
were not turning.
Yeah.
So that was the first problem. The second one was for the little bit of power they still had left, people were using unusual amounts because typically this time of year, they're not this cold and using the furnace and all that good stuff. So again, a system that wasn't built to handle that type of capacity. And I had no idea that I was thinking like the power grid itself was frozen or something else. This was just a matter of a system not built for this situation.
Exactly, man. And I'll say this, you know, you got a state where you have a whole power grid to itself. It's not connected to the country. I think there's only one city in Texas that has, you know, a power grid that's connected to the state surrounding, and I think that's El Paso.
Okay.
So they weren't as affected as some of the other cities and stuff like that.
But everybody else is on the same one?
Yeah. Wow. Texas is on its own. They're on their own power grid. So
I didn't know that.
So when the issue of power going out, they couldn't get help from anywhere because they've been so stubborn for so long wanting to do their own thing that they've never been able to, you know, transfer over. Now, hopefully now that you know, convinces legislator and, you know, just the cities to maybe start doing that, because that shit, I mean, as you can see, a lot of things weren't really up to the standards of the rest of the country, including the pipes. The water pipes, they didn't have, I don't even know how you put it. I'm not in the water business like that, but they weren't up to code. They weren't up to code for having, you know, insulation, because they didn't think they would get that type of weather.
Right.
So guess what
Pipes
happens
busted.
when it gets a little bit cold and it stays cold?
Pipes freeze.
And go crazy, man.
Yep.
I've experienced a pipe bursting at a previous job, and you got to shut it down.
Man, that's crazy.
You got to shut it down. Like, you can't do anything. And the crazy thing is, this was happening in homes, so there is no really shutting it down. You have to
I've seen a lot of apartment
get
buildings
rid of
that
the
were
water.
just
Yeah,
trenched
I'm
with
talking
water.
about the water was
Flowing out down the stairs.
going
Yep.
crazy, man. If we had Jalen here today, we would have had a lot more videos going on. But
Sure. But
that's
no,
just one of the pictures,
In
just
a
from a
parking garage.
parking garage where
That's
the water
nuts.
just bursted. And can you imagine coming out like, okay, it's so cold in my home that I want to go to my car and warm up? Because that's what a lot of people were doing.
Hey, yeah.
They would go to their car, they would get warm, and then they go back inside. Can you imagine going out and seeing that?
Man, I would be sick. Like, I know we're talking about Mortal Kombat later in the show, but Sub-Zero hit that truck with the Sub-Zero. I mean, that is crazy.
No, seriously,
I
man.
mean, that fan, I think I sent you the picture, or it was on Twitter, matter of fact, of the fan that was just iced out. I mean, it's just the video I think you posted where there was the water just down the stairs.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's crazy,
And we're talking about
man.
this was happening in some of the nicest places in Texas, too. There was a video where we're talking about high rises, and the water was just flowing out through their deck, and it's just flowing down. And I'm like, wow.
I mean, they got snow down there, didn't have snowplow trucks.
Yeah. And I had a friend, she was showing, you know, video. She was like, look at this. This is not even an inch and a half, 2 inches of snow, and
Killing
they can't
people.
even they can't even get rid of this stuff.
Nope.
You know what I mean? When compared to what we got up here, you know, we got
Man, we got over a foot in a week.
crazy. We got ice and we got snow.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Salt City, Snowplow
right,
City, up.
all that. And I mean, it got a little bad here, and it was hard getting it cleaned up, but eventually they got it cleaned up.
Yeah.
They're still struggling there getting shit cleaned up, you know? So I think Biden's sending in relief,
Yeah.
which is nuts, man.
That's
Just
crazy.
a conservative place like Texas is things are going to have to change.
Well, continuation of 2020, right? We are going to learn today, right? You know, one of the things that my wife was just bringing to my attention is that she's learning that a lot of people are getting generators. A lot of people are stocking up on certain food and canned goods. Some people, I mean, not the doomsday type, but just the apocalyptic, you know, bad weather, who knows what could happen situation, right? So get the toilet paper, get the paper towel. If you got children, make sure you got diapers and stuff and wipes. And, you know, if you're into canned goods, which we're particularly not into them, you know, we do frozen vegetables or fresh vegetables or whatever, stuff
for
like
sure.
that. But you got to have something on deck, right? Again, especially if you have children. I mean, I'll go kill a deer, but but if we can put some green beans back here.
Nah, I feel it.
So rice, whatever your thing is, beans, you know, we're into that stuff. So yeah, man, it's been a learning experience for everybody.
For
And
sure.
This is a warning for other cities and states like that that are like,
oh,
we'll
yeah.
never get winter weather.
Okay.
It's getting colder
Okay.
and colder. They
Yeah.
call this a polar vortex. And I actually looked at a map of like how the vortex comes off the north and like affects the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
It's crazy to look at
Mm-hmm.
because like it's literally like this swoop of countries going to get these weathers that they never get, and Houston gets 19 degrees.
Oh, yeah. And this is crazy. You bring up all the stuff about, being prepared, getting a generator. Did you see that, the stores were empty?
Butt naked.
Like, we're talking about crazy empty. Like, there was no food, no water. It got to the point, did you see they had a boiling water, it was called a boiling water.
Like a challenge or something?
Not even that. It was actually a warning. So you had to boil water. These people were getting water from other places, but you had to get it because they had to make sure it was clean. So, just a whole lot of stuff like that was going on. There was no restaurants open. There was no power, so they couldn't keep all of the frozen foods. Just a whole bunch of stuff that was going on that they were not prepared for.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy to think about. I seen there was like one pizza place open, Domino's, and they went crazy. I'm talking about, they was in there slaving, trying to get people food out. Props to them because they sold everything out. They sold every piece of food, every piece.
Crazy.
So
shout out to them down there, essential workers.
Exactly. And that's why I say I'm glad you bring that up because these people should be getting paid $15 an hour. Shouldn't even be an issue right now.
And
shouldn't even be a question.
That's getting ready to go through. They'll have to make some other implications to other things and other tiers of pay. But man, $15, man, can't you not hurt nobody with that. I think Walmart actually just went across the board on that. I think Walmart, everything is baseline 15.
You got to, man. So, I mean, everything that's been going on in the past year. Why are we even playing this game? And I think I brought that up the last show. I feel like anybody that works in a grocery store should have been getting paid like that.
Man, in the words of Lil Baby and everybody else that done rap these lyrics, you're going to starve, right? And what's going to happen is you're going to go out here and work and make the money, or you're not, right? But in these situations when COVID hits, man, you got to be prepared. And even when it comes to dollars, right, not just food, I mean, have some money in the bank. And eventually money will be nothing. I get that. Like the paper dollar is going to poof one day. Yeah. It's not going to exist. But
get in on some crypto, man.
Man, you know what? I actually just jumped into some stocks and stuff this week recently, man. And Bitcoin went stoop yesterday. Hit over $1 trillion.
Yeah.
So
they're up to like 60,000, I want to say.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know.
What's worth?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it closed around 54,000 a share or something like that, but it's dummy dumb.
Ethereum just hit the $2,000 mark.
And I know that Dogecoin just jumped. A buddy of mine put in like $150, and in 3 months he was up to like 1,500. I mean, just on some fractional shares.
Next one is I want to say Cardano. That's what I'm trying to get in on right now.
Gotcha.
It's about I was trying to get in at like 60 cents a share, but it's up to like $1 something now. Probably gonna go all the way in on that. Sit on that.
Glad you told me that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I'll get you together.
Monday morning, I'm about to bust.
People been getting me together, man. So I'm gonna get you together, man. We here to share love, share wealth. Well, that's what it's all about.
One of the things. So one of my buddies I was just talking to as I walked in here, me and him were talking last night about certain stocks and stuff, and I busted his head with this. He was asking me what I had been getting into, and I said, man, I've been jumping on a bunch of penny stocks, some stuff that I know is here now, but it'll explode over the next couple of years. I said, but non-lethal weapon makers. You've got obviously the police stuff that's happening, school shootings and things that are happening. But there's a company called Wrap Technologies right now that makes the device that shoots out, wraps the cord around you.
Yeah, I've seen that
like
before.
A cowboy or something. That's about to blow, bro. That's about to blow. Now on the con side is that's all they got. Yeah. They're a one show, now they
one trick pony pretty much.
The more they come out with different stuff, devices, they'll be sweeter. But I think that because I've seen it in action, like you said, it's rowdy. Like if somebody I think about the guy in Wendy's in Atlanta that was recently shot after the hour-long DUI thing. And I'm like, if that cop now because the guy had a taser. He didn't have a gun. Worst case scenario, he shoots and tases the cop, which the cop survives, right? But if that cop has a rope thing that shoots 10 to 12, 15 yards that wraps that guy up and he falls down, man, that could be a whole different situation there,
game
right?
changer.
So I think that's a company that I'm, stuff I'm looking into right now.
For sure.
Axon body cams and stuff. They've got, I think their stock's up to almost $200 now. So, and what's crazy, and I'm going to finish here because we can go all day, right? But the guy who, so Taser Incorporated is who makes Axon body cameras. The guy who kind of founded that left and is now head of rap where they're doing the rope things. So that's another power play in my mind is that, yeah, they're a one-trick pony. However, they're working with a guy who has 2 other big products he's already launched. Yeah. So there's some brains behind it, man. So
and it's cool that you brought up like just kind of penny stocks and what's the next thing to blow. And it's interesting because it kind of leads into our next topic. But there's stocks that have to do with a lot of aerospace engineering. Amazon launched their new thing with to send a lot of stuff into space and to get space contracts, and it's called Blue Origin. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla, is Elon Musk and SpaceX. So he's been getting a lot of contracts, and we spoke about how he got from this amount of money to richest man in the world, and it's because of what's going on in space. So
when I want to emphasize on one thing you're saying, because I don't think people really get this. So when you say contracts, right, we've went from a time of just getting a man or a robot rover into space to now Elon Musk is technically doing freight deliveries, cargo deliveries to space. Yeah,
well, so NASA, because of how things used to work back in the day, and this was still our day, the space shuttle's outdated. It's been retired. It wasn't the greatest way to get to space.
Right.
It was an improvement from what it was before. So, once they shut down the NASA program, NASA had to figure out a way because they weren't getting funded enough to do this. So they would have award contracts to these subsidiaries, these sub companies.
I think Boeing was doing a lot of
Boeing,
stuff. And
Blue Origin, SpaceX.
Right.
Because originally, if we wanted to get astronauts to the International Space Station, how we've been doing it in the past few years is not Russia, but China, just places overseas that have been doing it, Germany, that still have programs that's funded by their government. We had to pay them, and some of those seats were $15-20 million. So instead, now we're setting up these contracts and we award them to the people that we think should do it.
Right.
And that's kind of how it's going on right now.
And I just like the evolution of it, right? Like I said before, it was just like, how do we get a spaceship into space? How do we get a man there? How do we get a space center there? How do we get another satellite or rover? Now we're actually shuttling things back and forth,
retrieving
almost like a freeway or an airline system or a train system, right? It's another method of transportation into space.
Yep. It's big time stuff, man.
Like it's about to get crazy, y'all.
Yeah, big time stuff, man. So, with that being said, what was this? 2 days ago, we had the Perseverance, and it finally reached Mars. It took flight in July of 2020. So you're talking a decent amount of time that it took to get there. But it finally made it, landed successfully. They had some pictures of what, it's seen and stuff of that. I'm just like, wow, man. Like,
I know you're a space guy like I am. And it might be because we April dudes. But this is dope.
Yeah. I love this type of stuff, man.
Like the fact that you when did it leave? Like, last year. It just got there? Yep. Landed, did its thing. I mean, and if you've seen any type of landing, I mean, that thing's got to get through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Kind of chill, hover, land just right. And
I mean, it's got to break the atmosphere. So really, there's a whole heat shield on it.
Engineers
broke that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Once that let go, and then it
parachutes down.
Man,
and then hovers.
The science that it takes to do that type of stuff.
Engineering is just incredible.
props to those guys, man.
Yeah, it's
and
incredible.
there was a video when it landed, and they were super excited. And some people are probably like, "Why are they this jumpy over this?" And I'm like,
And they
you don't understand. This could have failed.
This could have been a 10-year project
Yeah.
too, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, to work on something with a team of 5 or 6 people, 7, 10, 20, however many people,
Yeah, and
right?
they've been working on this for
You
a
guys do this
long
forever,
time.
then you shoot it off, and then you got to wait a year almost for it to get there, and then you're watching like your baby land in another planet. Man, that's a cool thing, bro.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. So they're doing all their kind of they're looking at a whole lot of the just the precautionary things. They landed in one of the most dangerous craters on Mars because they're like, what's there?
Did they send some damn COVID with that mug? They should have sent some COVID with that. Hey, if anything pop up, COVID his ass.
Yeah, man. That or if it just deletes COVID, like
to
that would be
see.
something super interesting to
Yeah.
know. I know Elon Musk was doing that when they sent something to the International Space Station. They were trying to figure out a way if there was something they could do
survived in
there
space.
that would just delete COVID. You know what I mean?
That'd
So
be dope. Like
you
if
know.
the virus couldn't survive in
Exactly.
certain altitudes or something.
yeah, but they took extra precaution to make sure no microorganisms from here. They deeply sanitize the shit like 10 times, like
Right.
test tubes and all that, because they want to find life on Mars. That's what this is all about.
For sure.
So if they find something, they want to
protect
send it
it,
back,
yeah.
and they want to make sure it hasn't been compromised by something that was here.
Right,
Like some
right.
guy just touching something with a regular hand.
Right.
There's videos of these guys masked up, gowned all the way down, tight on them, tight body, to make sure that doesn't happen. So, I'm very excited. I'm very interested because I want to see what's next. Like, I want to see.
This rover supposed to stay long? I think
Oh, it
it's
stays
supposed
there.
to
That's his
stay,
forever
and
home.
He'll just send stuff back.
There's another rover there. I can't remember the other rover's name. What is the other rover's name,
I don't
man?
remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Been
there's
for a little
another
bit.
rover there. It's still there. It's still moving around, doing its job.
But
But
they've got to send updated equipment. You know what I mean? That one's been there for years, I think.
yeah, oh yeah, and it's just the pictures and everything. The video on this one,
Quality,
it's gonna
yeah.
be nuts.
Oh, yeah.
They've already
Oh, yeah.
shown some pictures. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, you
I just
get to
saw
look
that-
around, and it's just like,
I think Hubble telescope just made some upgrades to the actual
yeah,
telescope.
they just upgraded the telescope. That's what they
And-
were doing at International Space Station.
Some of them pictures was already dummy, but that, man, oh my goodness.
Yeah, man, it's
love
super cool stuff.
If you ever go to LA, if you've not been there already, Griffith Observatory up in Runyon Canyon
Yeah,
is dope.
I gotta go, and that's my thing. I
got
like
a
going
chance to
to
check that out.
observatories,
Yeah,
and that's
sweet.
something people just don't like doing. And it goes back to what we were originally talking about, just with experiences as kids, as these children getting to experience stuff like that. I'll never forget the first time I went to Kennedy Space Center and
Cocoa Beach.
yeah,
down there,
or
yep.
what's that, Cape Canaveral, Florida.
Yep, been there.
Just doing it several times. My grandfather is in engineering. He's worked on airplane engines, worked on stuff with
Dope.
NASA,
Yep.
and every time there's a the machine that takes the shuttle, the spaceship from the what do you want to call it, the hangar,
Yeah.
and takes it to the launch site. The thing that is carried on it got to be real deal. He worked on that.
Right.
So when I have kids and we go down there, I'll be like, your grandfather worked on this, and they still use it to this day.
Right.
So
Right,
it's
right,
super
right.
cool for me
Yeah.
to see stuff like that.
Yep.
But that shit changed my life. And every time we used to go to Florida family trips, we always went to Kennedy Space Center.
Yep.
And I've always
Yep.
just had a knack for space. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Same here.
I don't know
man.
if I would ever visit, but
Mhm.
if I could, and it was just really like felt, it was a
Very
good
possible.
travel,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and they're starting to do that now. But if I could, I probably would, man. I'd want to go and just look at the Earth from up there, man, or even go to the moon
Absolutely.
and see what it looks like just
Looking
looking
back,
down. And
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's scary, but at the same time, it's captivating.
Sure.
Those stars, everything. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Yep.
it's always had a just a place in my heart where I ride with that. I love it. Anytime anything's going on, any type of launch, I'm there for it, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
super
meet
cool
guys
stuff.
well, man. Like I said, I don't know if it's because we're April dudes or what, but
Mhm.
I got a chance to go to Cape Canaveral with the family, and it was super dope. And I think, like you said, it left a mark on me. Left a spot in my heart, man. And ever since, I studied certain things. my grandpa actually retired from Norwood High School. And I don't know if you knew this, but Norwood High School has a planetarium in the high school. So like you can actually go there, and they have like a baby Omnimax like at the museum. So you can go there, and they have like a planet astronomy like show that they do.
Yeah.
And then there's like a display, like a little baby museum in the Norwood High School.
Yeah.
So I went there with my grandpa, which was sweet. And then I've seen plenty of Omnimax at the museum, different space stuff they've had come.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, went to Griffith Observatory in L.A., and that's a planetarium and observatory, and it's sweet.
Yeah, man. They don't do it like they used to, man. You know, even you bringing up just going to the museum, man. We go there all the time, man.
I take my kids there now and be like,
yeah, they probably be like, man, why the hell he's so
they
excited?
like it. Yeah, I be geeking. Yeah,
They be like, damn, I should be excited.
Man, we watched Peter Pan Hook last night. The original Hook, like art Hook.
Ooh-wee.
Like they was like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Man, that's Tinkerbell, bro. Julia Roberts, Tinkerbell." but that's my shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Real, man.
We watched Homeward Bound the other day with the dogs and the cat. You know what I mean? Like, just I be bringing them classics back because I be trying to have that nostalgic feel. Yeah. And like some things they love, some things they don't. Like they begging to watch Goofy movie all the time, Toy Story all the time, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast. So. Some of those classics, man. We had a good childhood, bro.
Crazy childhood, man.
We acted crazy.
The tapes just remind me of the tapes of all the Disney movies.
VHSs
Like had them,
like
stacked.
mugs.
We used to have, the road, the
Lady
crazy
the Tramp,
road,
Fox and the Hound, just everything.
Big time stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But
how much were VHSs back then? Like when
I honestly don't know, man.
Like, man, were they $8.99? Were they $15?
I want to say they were around $15 to $25.
That's what I thought too.
Maybe,
but I couldn't remember
how
much. Like in the heyday of VHSs,
because it could have been cheaper to make. I don't know. I honestly can't remember.
Odd. I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna look that up, man, when I get home. But I was wondering, like, because my aunt still to this day has probably 200-300 VHS Disney movies.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, the original.
Mary Poppins and stupid stuff like that. So I'd be looking like, if those were $15 a piece.
What are they worth now, man?
It's gotta be.
Remember the Disney store that used to be in Tri-County?
Yep.
Man.
Just seen the Disney store over in Kenwood. We go there every once in a while.
Yeah.
That was still cool, but COVID got people all lined up and people at the door 5 at a time, spray your hands with stuff.
Yeah.
Man, this is stupid.
Yeah, I feel it, man. Hopefully we're out of this trend soon, man. We're going on like almost a year now.
Yeah.
With all this going on. So that's just big stuff, man.
Yep.
That's super big stuff.
And speaking of Disney, I mean, we thinking about planning another trip to Orlando here soon, so I'm about to go straight to the source. Like, we walked past the store the other day, like, man, I'd love to go in there, but there's people out here and the precautionary stuff. Man, we just gonna go to the park in the summer or something and just
have fun, man. I see a lot of people are down there too. Like, they're making you wear a mask, but it's still doable.
Yeah,
it's doable. And hopefully, by the time you get down there, more people have taken this vaccine.
So, like on a roller coaster, is it like every other?
I don't know, man. That's a good
do it
question.
Even matter? Like if you're doing 70 on a roller coaster and you're in front of me. I don't care if
you'll spit getting
that,
all
that COVID all on me. Everybody on that train COVID it out.
Yeah, whoever's in the front with their mouth out like this, like that shit hitting everybody in the back. So, I don't think it really matters if you were one person and the last person and there was nobody in between. It's gonna touch you somewhere or another. That or you're gonna have to spray that shit down after every ride. Do you think they're gonna do that?
Kings Island did last year when we went. It makes everything so slow. So
yeah, I bet
every ride that was able to participate in the every other, and I know we get off track, but every ride that was able to do the one, it would do every other, and then what they would do is they would sanitize the empty seats. So then the next round of people would get on the empty ones. They would sanitize
the other ones. That's smart.
But it slowed the line down double time because one, it was every other, and then we had to go.
They damn near got to hire someone just to do that.
But they did it though. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And when I used to work there, and I was like, man, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. But shout out to them because I was able to take my kids. My kids had a blast in little Hanna-Barbera land, and
man.
Again, man,
it all goes back.
Yeah,
it all goes.
And
back.
they let us get our passes for this year.
Yeah, how did that work? Did they just
so anybody that had a gold pass for 2020, automatically got a 2021.
That's nice.
Yep.
That's what's up.
So it worked out for
Yeah.
us.
For sure.
Yep.
Shout out to Kings Island, man, for
Another staple in our
coming
hearts,
through.
bro.
Yeah, big time
AI.
stuff. It
We
was
gotta go,
Paramount
man.
at the time, but
Paramount, we was talking about that.
yeah.
You and wifey get into the theme park stuff, like if
Yeah, when we have time, we had gold passes a couple times, man.
you just never even rocked them out, or you just
we tried to go enough times where it paid for it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we were just so busy with things, man. And me and her have been. I taken her to Florida first time, like
Mm-hmm.
being in Disney World, Universal Studios. I want her to experience that,
Yeah.
but. We're just like, all right, gotta have kids now to kind of. You could still go back, but it's just a different experience with kids. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Crazy
The reason I
experience.
ask is Kings Island is getting smaller and smaller the older we get.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to go to Cedar Point every once in a while because that's not a bad drive for us here in Ohio.
And if you have the Gold Pass, you could go to Cedar Point
discounted.
discounted.
Okay. So I think you get like free parking, and then instead of paying the normal $85 for the day, I think it's half price or something.
Okay.
Which is still a good deal,
Yeah.
but man, maybe we'll get a trip in or something this
Yeah,
coming
something,
summer
man.
or next year or something.
Yeah.
And we'll
We'll figure something
go,
out. You
man,
already
but-
know I'm going back to the Disney, man.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that kind of happened, and they just did, Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars. I still haven't been able to go.
Yep.
I should be there next month, but everything got ruined and it got pushed back a whole year. So now I got to wait a whole nother year to do all this
That
stuff.
reminds me that when I was in Orlando in 2019, they were finishing up the NBA. There was like an
NBA experience.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they were finishing that up while I was there. So I'm excited
Yeah,
to
that
go
shit's
back
dope
and see
too.
that.
hmm and that was in
That was Disney Springs. I
Disney
think.
Springs. Yep, you
Yep.
got it. You right on the
Yeah,
ball with it. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So
No,
they've changed a lot, man.
No, I'm
Oh yeah, and you remember Disney Springs used to be called Downtown Disney,
yeah,
You know
that's
what I
what
mean?
it was.
and I don't even remember if Downtown Disney was free at the time, but obviously Disney Springs is free.
Well,
Like
they've opened it
walking
up to make it
around
more like a what do you call it, the outdoor mall? Or
and- like an
whatever.
outlet mall.
And there's a lot of restaurants and dining and music and it smells good and there's
Yeah, there's a whole
hot,
lot of
hot air
stuff.
balloon rides. and-
Marcus Jordan has a store there.
nice.
Yeah, that
Nice.
Jordan store there. That's Marcus Jordan. Jordan's son.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
one of his younger kids. That's
Yep.
his store.
Okay.
So
okay.
I went in there and got to see all the, it's got, all the Jordans lined up, everything on this big ass wall. It's dope.
kind of like
man.
a flight club or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't get a good chance to go there, but I mean, we went to like the Lego store.
Yeah, I went in the Lego
Dope.
store. That shit was so crowded, bro.
Man,
That shit
it'd
was
be-
so damn crowded with kids.
There'd
I'm
be
like,
so many
damn.
Legos though. Like
Mhm.
I just walk around like, how many Legos is in that?
Y'all go to Legoland while y'all was there?
We didn't, man. We didn't. So when we try to go this time, we're gonna go to Animal Kingdom.
Okay, yeah, Animal Kingdom is dope.
And more for the kids, but we like that stuff too.
Mhm.
And then we'll probably go to Universal, or what do they call it now?
I think it's Universal
I think it's either
Studios.
Universal or yeah.
When the last time you been to Universal?
man, it's been a while. When I was a kid, probably.
Ooh, it's changed, man.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stuff that's still in the same spots, but there's other things that have just
it
totally
would be great
been
for
moved.
me. Yeah,
That's how it was for me, man. I was just like, ooh, I remember this used to be here and this used to be here, and now there's a whole Harry Potter land.
got you.
Like it's just a
When we
whole
went-
world there.
When we went in 19, we took the kids to Magic Kingdom, which
Mhm.
is kind of the
Yeah, just
bread-
the regular,
the bread and butter
original,
of the the castle and
the
everything
castle
else,
and all
right?
that. Mhm.
See, when I was a kid, man, when we were kids, we went to everything. We
Yeah,
went to Epcot,
Epcot.
MGM. We
Mhm.
went and did everything.
all that stuff.
But this time we went light. We was like, let's go to this. Now the kids were still small,
Mhm.
so this time I think I want to do Universal because I haven't been in a while,
Mhm.
and then we'll definitely do Animal Kingdom, and then we'll just
Mhm.
man, if we gotta go every year, we'll just hit
Yeah,
a different park. But that's one of the big things and why we talking about the family is like, man, I want to give my kids a vacation every summer.
yeah.
And
We used to get that every
build those
summer after
memories
school.
and stuff. Oh yeah, man. And whether it was just Gatlinburg or Orlando
Mhm.
or something like that, we had that. And a good friend of mine, man, I'm not gonna say any names, but a very good friend of mine, dear to my heart, him and his whole family, his mom and dad were fortunate enough to give him and his other siblings a vacation every year, and I got to really see what that did for him as
Mhm.
a kid and what it did for them as a family unit, man. And I want that for my family.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna make sure that happens.
Oh yeah, big stuff. You learn that, man. Because I remember doing it. We tried to go like every year for a while, and we, one year we did a hotel. Next year we rented out a place, a nice house in Florida.
Yep.
Had a pool big enough for the whole family. I'm talking about the whole
Bigger,
family.
better
You know what I
every year.
mean?
Yep.
So, I remember doing all that stuff, man. That shit is
fun,
super
bro.
cool to do, man.
Fun, man.
People think you grow out of that. Yeah, you don't, man. I think the average age of, and granted, you have to have an adult there with you to go to those things, but they said the average age for people going to Disney World is like 25 to 40. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even, there's more of those people there than there is kids.
A buddy of mine I used to work with, he took his young family. He's our age, about 30. He's got 2 young kids, maybe 3 now, but he took them and him and his wife, and they had a blast, but it was mainly about the kids. But him and his wife's like, 5th or 6th anniversary was coming up, and they didn't know what to do, and they hadn't been in a couple of years. And somebody said, have you guys ever been to Disney or in Orlando by yourselves?
Without kids.
And they're like, no, what do you mean? And they were like, they're like, go alone, and it's a whole new world.
Yeah.
Aladdin voice. So, but literally, him and his wife went for their anniversary, stayed for a week, and he said, bro, best thing I could have ever done. And he's like, here I am, 28 years old, 30 years old, whatever, going to Disney with my wife, no kids. We rode stuff. We ate the ice cream. We had the turkey legs. We did everything you could think of. We hit the beach. It was sweet. And you can kind of go out, drink, get a little loose.
See what else they have to offer.
So you're right, man. I know people who go every year just because they're like, every year we go to Disney World.
Yeah, it's
every
fun, man.
year.
That's what, I took Brittany out there. We went for Valentine's Day. I told her a little bit before. I was like, surprise, we're going to Florida. You know what I mean? So it's like, we didn't even hit the beach.
Right.
We just went to the amusement parks.
Right.
There's so much to do. I mean, they got nice restaurants in there.
Yep.
You got the fireworks that happen every night.
Every
you know what I mean? Of course, we went to something outside of the parks, really nice restaurant, but there's so much to do within, and even with Disney Springs, just walking around at night, you could walk there from all the hotels that are connected. You could catch the shuttles.
Dope.
There's a lot to do, and it's easier when you ain't got kids that you pulling around and pushing around. So I understand, man. That shit is super dope. They have the you've probably seen it there at Disney Springs, but they got like that Cabana bar. It's a cigar bar. You can't go in there with kids.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Nah. So it's just like, you see that. You see, there's so much shit that they got, man.
There's a place there called like Jose's or something, but they make the little alcoholic margarita slushy things.
Yeah.
Funny you say that because wifey was like, I really want one of those. And I was like, look, I'm going to do you a solid. I said, I'm going to take the kids over here. You go ahead and get one. Yeah. She went over there, got one, had to drink it there, like in the little thing. And then met back up with us, but it was that serious to where it was like, I'll take the kids, you go do that. But yeah, man, you just can't do stuff like you would if out, you know. Cool place. So Disney Springs dope as heck, bro.
Oh yeah, man. And they've been building on it since I've been the last time, man. So hey, shout out to Disney. I know we kind of got a little bit off track, but
we went from Mars mission to Disney,
man. But
Disney,
it's important because, like I said, like that's what you got to do, man. And that's why I asked if you've taken them to Legoland, and then another attraction is Kennedy Space Center. Like these are all attractions that you could go to, man, while you're down there in Florida. Yeah. Every day there's something to do, man.
Man, the Everglades. I mean, there's all kind of stuff in Florida that you can do. The beach. And
seeing
the cool thing about Orlando,
all that shit.
Oh, yeah. Especially going to Cape Canaveral. There's alligators everywhere. But when you're in Orlando, you're literally an hour and a half from either coast. Or like either the Gulf side or the Atlantic side. So, like, I've been to Orlando where it's like, hey, let's go east and go to like Cocoa Beach, Kennedy Space Center side. Yeah. Or we can go to like St. Petersburg, Clearwater Beach side, Tampa side. And man, either way you go, great time. Yeah. But it's just, Florida's a good spot.
Yeah, it's a nice spot, man. You always, every time you go, you're like, man, should I just move here? That's how I am every time.
Every time.
I'm like, damn, should I just buy property down here? Should I start investing in something down here? Because every time you're like, man, I don't even want to leave. You don't want to.
It's crazy.
Dope place, man. But let's get into this next topic, man. Meek Mill, brother. Ooh-wee. Did he have some shit to rap about?
This guy.
he had the bar about Kobe. You know, I can't even remember the full bar. You know, but it was on the lines of, if I don't have my gun on me, I'm lacking. I'm gonna go out with the chopper like Kobe. There's some things you do, and there's some things you don't do. There's some people that are defending him, so be it. And I've even seen some people have gone as far as to say they've given me the Emmett Till line with Wayne. But I tell people, do y'all realize that Lil Wayne apologized for that? Emmett Till's like relative family was very upset that he made that bar. And even the Rodney King bar, like he's been scrutinized for those bars. So now that we have Meek Mill doing something very similar that's very recent, you just can't. You gotta like you can't. I don't care what he's posting about. I got a hat with a signature from Kobe and Gigi. That don't matter. That's a slap in the face. My opinion, you know, like I don't understand.
I'm appalled.
Yeah, man, because he's supposed to be a guy that's really changing and being different. You know, I try to give props where they're due. You know, he's been mistreated in Philadelphia by the police, by the court system, that I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, and that you're changing. And he's around all these billionaires, millionaires, doing all this stuff. You got to know when to shut the fuck up and not say shit like that.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, a couple things for me. One, too soon.
Yeah.
Right? It's a timing thing. As far as the Lil Wayne stuff goes, still may be morally wrong, but I think Lil Wayne is a lot more crafty with his wordplay than Meek Mill, so he can get away with some stuff that Meek can't. Right? If that's not your Wayne is a rude humor, funny guy, very metaphorical, says some very off-the-wall things, but hilarious. Meek Mill, that ain't you, bro. You a dreams and nightmare guy. Keep it there. So that's one of them. The second thing is, I think it's a relevance play. Sometimes you have to do things to stay entertainment value relevant, market value relevant. Meek Mill hasn't dropped an album lately. He hasn't been spoken of. He's not dating Nicki Minaj or a top female artist.
He just had that run-in with what's the guy's name? 6ix9ine outside that club where they were both recording each other. Yeah, they both had police with them.
But it's but it's like you're doing some very. I mean, even Trey Songz recently is being kind of scrutinized for some of the stuff he's doing. It's like, you know, he had the OnlyFans video that leaked. I don't know if you saw that or heard about it at least.
I didn't hear that.
So apparently there's a picture, you know, a video of him doing something sexual with a female. His head's kind of cut off, but like people identified his tattoos and certain body marks and stuff. He came out and basically said it was him kind of promoting OnlyFans and kind of encouraged people to turn up, right? Which was okay, but it was an unusual play for a guy like him, right?
Understand.
And then recently there was something else just a few days ago with Trey that was like, what are you doing, bro? Not like, go back. Why aren't you in the studio?
Yeah. So we even talked about Trey Songz a couple episodes ago when he had that security guard in the headlock.
Right. He fought at the damn the Super Bowl game or the championship
AFC
game.
championship game.
So I mean, he's been on some weird stuff lately that's beyond singing and rapping. And I think this is the Meek Mill thing, right? It's like you did a song, you had to say something for people to say Meek Mill, rather it was positive or negative. You just a goofy guy, man.
Right.
So he silly, like I said, donkey of the day for me. Doesn't make him a terrible guy. Still gonna listen to his music, but he better rebound.
Yeah, I seen something where Kenny Smith said that he thought it was okay. He said he backed him. So I'm like, that's fine. But you got to be checked, brother.
You ain't no backing no Kobe stuff, man. I'm telling you right now, there's some people, like, and this isn't that Kobe was better than Emmett Till or Rodney King, right? But
I mean, if Wayne made that bar back and there was actual, you know, rap music going on during that time, which it wasn't, obviously. Right. But people would be very pissed off.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I mean, how long was it between that bar and Emmett Till? I mean,
long time.
50 years, 60.
You know what
I mean,
close to 70,
I
probably
mean, something
some damn
crazy,
years.
right? So I mean, it ain't like, I mean, the people who were mad that were the Emmett Till family were like, 19th generation grandkids or something, right? But Kobe, Gigi was a
Yeah.
um
And another thing is like social media is happening now. Like you can't do that. People are like, why are people in the uproar? Where are those social media? People can say whatever the fuck they want. They're
they
gonna let you
absolutely
know.
can. That is a fact.
They will let you know if they don't like what you got going on.
Right.
And that was just
That
for
is
me.
another fact.
For me, I'm just like, I mean, I don't have to voice my frustration because plenty of people have, but
Right.
I was very disappointed.
Right.
I was extremely disappointed because I'm like, dog, that's just not right now. No,
Weird, man.
because people are like, everybody else gets away with it. And this is what I call bullshit. Right after Nipsey passed away, someone was recording Kodak Black. You remember he said, he'd take care of what's her name, and you know how far those radio stations were going. We're talking about OG radio stations. Those guys, we're never playing Kodak Black again.
Right.
Where's that energy for what's going on right now with Meek Mill and what he said about Kobe?
right.
Like, and it was a bar that, my personal opinion, wasn't even a good bar. It
Nah,
didn't
that's
even
what
feel like it rhymed.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, it wasn't even a.
It didn't make no sense.
Yeah, like.
If you're lacking, you don't have your gun. How you going out with a gun?
Right.
It's just like, no.
Yeah, I mean,
we not gonna do that to Kobe.
Yeah,
no,
we
we not gonna do that. And that's why even if you weren't a big Kobe fan, have some respect for what he's done for his family. He's still got family here. You know what I mean? Like he's still got other daughters. He's got a wife. He's got friends. And some of those friends like your music. How are they supposed to take pictures with you now? How are you supposed to adapt them up now? I'm sure a lot of them have texted him and stuff, and told him like, yo, that's not cool. I mean, is he going to change it? Probably not. He's going to try to stay down on it.
I can't believe
The
it.
fucked up part about it was when he starts posting like the subliminal shit on like Instagram, and he posts a picture of him on a yacht looking out over the city and like, I'm not worried about what y'all saying. And I'm like, it's not really about what they're saying. It's about what you said. You know what I mean? And I have a problem with that. I had a very disturbing problem. It was extremely disturbing. So
Yeah, it was.
I was just like, nah, man, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
He definitely probably
You
could
know
have
what I
made a
mean?
better decision.
You know what I mean? And I even seen it from people that are like competitive battle rappers. Some they're like, it's okay, but some are like, nah.
Yeah, you went to.
It just didn't hit it right.
Yeah,
It didn't hit it right, man.
Yeah,
It didn't resonate the way he thought it was.
Nah.
So, try that shit again, man. Go fix the bar or do something, man. But you can't do that. You can't be that type of person. And I'm not saying that you got money now and you don't really care about those things, but when you start doing shit like that, that's what people think.
Yeah.
Just being honest. You know what I mean? So, hopefully they could get that situated because it wasn't a good look for Meek Mill, man.
Nah,
I hated having to
he
put
gonna
this
learn from
on,
this.
today, but gotta talk about shit like that, man.
Yep, real deal, man. Get yourself together, Meek Millie.
Man. All right, brother. Here's another kind of nostalgic, as you say, topic that we got today, and that's Mortal Kombat, brother.
Yes, sir.
We've been talking about, trailer reviews. We've posted it on our pages. They got a new movie coming out, and is it next month or is it April? I can't remember. April. So we got about a month away.
Dope.
You excited for this, man?
I'm hype. I'm trying to hold it in right now so I don't seem like a big fanboy, but you know how I feel about the original.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, man, is I actually watched a semi-documentary on Mortal Kombat. This was probably a year ago, but it was very interesting. They had the original cast of guys from the 80s who are super old now.
Yeah.
Funny to see them old now, like, in this stuff coming up. But they started talking about, like, when we, created the game and drew the original images and came up with some of the characters, we were looking for investment. We needed some people to help us, fund the project and, really push us and get us on our way. And a lot of people are like, man, this game's too gory, too much blood and too much fatality, and we don't think it'll sell and it'll be a hit with parents and stuff like that. And finally, they found some people who were like, "No, we'll give you guys a shot," and we know where it was history from there.
Yeah.
But then what else is funny is that like all of the sound effects were like this one old dude that just made all the noises in his throat.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, I mean they had the whoopsies and the get over here's and the flawless victory and like even like the punches, like the like all the growls and stuff. This dude was just in the back room doing all the sound bites, and it was crazy. Like, and he's still, you know, he like 70 now. He's like, yeah, I was the one doing all that. Like, what?
Yeah, that's dope.
And seeing this new trailer with some of the original, I didn't see Johnny Cage.
Yeah, people were talking about that.
But I saw Sonya, Kano,
and there's this
Jax,
guy. There's that the white guy. He's supposed to be like an MMA fighter. That's got that
with the mark.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be because he was a cop or something, or a detective,
Something
right?
like
Something
that.
like that. So he may be that guy.
And this is supposed to be like I don't even know how you would put it. I want to say it's more like a just a not an anthology film about Mortal Kombat, but like a prequel, I guess, about what happened before the original movie. Okay. So they're saying that even that guy that has the mark, he might be a descendant of Scorpion. So it's gonna be interesting, man, because it's showing like that's the original Sub-Zero, by the way, that's in that.
Yes.
That's supposed to be who did he turn into? He turned into Noob Saibot. That's who that Sub-Zero is. So we're getting to see that part and why, you know, he originally sent that Scorpion to hell, and they said he killed his whole family, but he was being led on, and it was like one of the gods that did that stuff. So they're going
it looked
a
like
long
it was
way
gonna
with
be,
this stuff.
It's going to be a 2-hour movie or something, because, I mean, there was so much in the trailer that I'm like, how are they going to put all this in there?
Yeah, even Jackson, how he originally got his arms messed up. So they're going to do a lot with this. If I'm not mistaken, they're supposed to be doing 3 films. So hopefully, I hope this one hits the right way, because
it was the same, Shinsu or
Shane Song.
Yeah, same dude from the original movie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know.
The big dude with the arms. I forget his name.
Is it Gordo?
Gamora.
I think it's Gordo.
Something.
Is it Gordo? Something like that.
But yeah, him. I mean, and I loved his part in the other movie. You know, where he was just sitting there with the food and all the stuff, and just like ruling the thing. And
I seen some side by sides of what they look like in the '90s, the original one, and what they look like now. It's just like, damn,
it's dope,
crazy,
man. Some of the scenes where they was fighting and stuff was crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, even looking back, I was like, man, I gotta watch the original one again. The original one was a game changer.
It was done. I just watched it like 6 months ago. Stupid.
Yeah.
I was hyped.
For when it came out, because I think I remember seeing that in movie theaters, man. Like,
I had it on VHS.
I think I seen it at and I mean I had it on VHS as well, but I think I seen it at like Force Fair.
Up there, y'all just about to say.
At that movie theater. That tells you how long ago that shit was.
Used to be $1 movie,
man.
Or whatever,
but the stuff they're doing with Mortal Kombat right now, I mean, how Sub-Zero looked, the graphics, and if you've seen in the beginning, it was red. The tape was red on the beginning. This is a rated R film, and they're supposed to have mass fatalities in this film.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of killing and death.
So I'm with it. They're finally like taking that step where it's like, this is gonna be it, man.
Well, you know what? It's crazy, man, because they've had a lot of games still come out. Yeah, and I'm kind of bored with the video games. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I love Mortal Kombat. Video games is the same old stuff, same characters. Couple different levels. You're killing people. I mean, it's the same old stuff, right? But I think the movies is the next level for them. Yeah, the movies and the costumes and stuff for Halloween. And
I remember all those costumes for Halloween, man.
Man, them scorpions.
Bananas.
It's stupid, man.
Bananas,
it wasn't like
man.
Sub-Zero and Scorpion, like some type of brothers or something, ninjas, or aren't they related? Like, I know the one turned into Noob, but like,
yeah, the next one we're supposed to be related. Yeah, And that's where it's just gonna get tricky. Like, we don't know where they're gonna go with this film, man. Like, they could go that route.
The new Luke Cage looked like a girl. Like, I couldn't tell if it was probably a dude.
Yeah.
But the Fast trailer I was watching, man, was like,
I think I seen Melina in there too.
was that Michael Jackson? No.
Nah, for real, man. I mean, it's looking like they're hitting these.
I'm with it. I ain't seen. I was
casting.
not disappointed.
Kano looked good too.
Yeah.
Kano looked pretty dope. I ain't even gonna hold you.
And he was still on that same cocky, arrogant stuff with
man. And that's why I'm like, man,
like beat up Sonya, like, come here, baby.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm like, this might really work, man.
I'm hyped, bro.
It might work.
I'm hyped.
I mean, I can't wait for the moment when it starts and you get that theme music.
Oh, I'm about to clown.
Yeah, man.
Mortal Kombat.
And that's the thing, like, your kid's gonna be watching you like, I don't know if you're gonna let them watch it, but
heck yeah,
they gonna look at you like, damn, this motherfucker geeking over this shit. You're gonna have to explain to them, like, look, this is where it started. This is where it's at now. You know what I mean? Like, this is game-changing type of stuff.
Yep.
But man, I'm super excited.
I'm hyped, bro.
I think this is going to be a really good movie.
Yeah, it's going to be solid.
HBO Max. We keep going back to HBO Max, and I'm like, man, I'm about to have to just cave in, get HBO Max, because I think we're going to talk about it here on our last, topic.
Yep.
But I think, isn't the Tom and Jerry movie, is that HBO Max?
Yep.
And that comes out
26th, the next Friday, I think.
Yeah, man.
They're
hitting. They're hitting right now.
Judas and the Black Messiah last Friday. Yes, sir.
They're hitting, man. They are hitting. So, while we're kind of already talking about it, what are you watching? What are you gonna be watching this weekend, man? What have you been watching? Either or, we could touch on both.
Last night watched the 6th or 7th episode of WandaVision.
Yep, same.
So wifey and I are firing on all cylinders of that.
Yeah.
Real quick, man, I want to say this, and you may have an answer to this, you may not. Episodes are way too short. Still a great show.
Did you see like the end? They had like after the credits of this last one, they had like a little short scene. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah, go back and look at it.
Because the credits be zoning me too.
Yeah, because at first I thought they weren't going to do that. I just happened to keep it on.
The credits be long.
Yeah, but it looked like they added like a few minutes onto it. That's why I was like, damn, these credits aren't never this long. So I just watched it, and then there was a little scene that popped up right in the middle.
I'm going to go back and check that out. But overall, great show. Loving the story. And the writing of the show and everything else. So watching that, I definitely been watching some Hoop. Watched the Judas and Black Messiah last weekend. Great movie, man.
I got to catch up on that. I need to watch that movie.
Powerful movie, man. I mean, and just learning a little bit about Fred Hampton, Black Panthers. But this was a very good visual, very good, like, heartfelt, for the people, by the people type of feel. So I appreciated that. And then, man, AB tonight.
Yeah, man.
Man, bring us something home to the city, big dog. You know what I mean? Go in there and whatever's on your heart, bro, put it in them gloves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I read the article that, we all seen him in court a couple months ago telling people he only had $13. He owes $855,000 to the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And this is what's so crazy. Listen to me, people. He tried to kiss a girl in the club. Like, I don't know if he was playing or if, he forced himself, but she filed a lawsuit for assault and forcing himself on her, and it was just him trying to give her a kiss.
Wasn't it in Cleveland, too? Like,
it was here in Ohio. It was in Cleveland, up in Cuyahoga County.
Yeah, and what he's got to realize is, hey, so what's the name? Just got into some shit up there. What's his name? From the Browns now. Running back.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. He dealt with a similar. I mean, it's not the same kind of thing, but
I mean, a simple. Let me kiss you or something weird, trying to be funny, and that's kind of AB's. That's his MO. I mean, he's kind of funny like that, right? But that cost you almost $1 million. So I don't know what the purse is on the fight tonight, but let's just say it was $1 million. That's gone.
Yep.
You're gonna fight tonight, get your eyes blacked and your nose busted and have to give 95% of that money away.
My problem is he fought Manny Pacquiao, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did all that money go? That was one of his biggest fights, money-wise. That shit is gone.
Well,
everything he was doing, like...
Well, AB owes a lot of people money.
Gave a lot to his friends.
Gave a lot of money out. There was a time, I mean, if you watch the All Access leading up to that Pacquiao fight, there's times where he's like, man, I spent $55,000, $60,000 in a day at the mall, just a day in Vegas.
Yeah, just...
He does have a pretty nice house in Miami right now. He's got a little chef. He's working out. I mean, so that stuff costs money.
Yeah.
If it costs, $35,000 to have a chef at your house cooking all year or whatever it might be, right? I don't know what that stuff costs, but I mean, it looks like he's got a pretty decent house. He got some kids. His wife don't want for nothing. So I mean, he's spending that cheese. But yes, it's not what it appeared to be.
Right.
About Billions was about.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about.
Something.
It was about some bullshit.
Yeah, literally. So I mean, I guess the thing is, what I'm saying is that I'm actually very excited and enthusiastic to see him trying to get back on top.
He's an entertainer.
Build his way back up. Anybody from Cincinnati, I'm always gonna root for. So that's just the thing for me, is if you're from the Natty or Ohio, whatever, you get my love.
Yeah.
So do your thing. But for everybody else watching this, kids listening, whatever, he made a small mistake that cost him a very lot of money.
Yeah.
Now he's got a chance to rebound and is going to have to come off of that cheese as fast as he makes it.
Yep.
So hopefully he gets a dub, builds his way back up, gets another fight, and then after his next fight, man, he could take care of his kids with that cash.
Who do you have in the fight? Because what is it, Broner Santiago?
Yep, and Santiago's undefeated.
Yeah.
He's never lost. He's never been in a situation. So it's going to be a tough fight for AB.
I don't think he never fought nobody like this, but he can't.
I don't think
he's
this guy's
He's
Madonna.
got to be, AB, and he's got to be all about his business.
Yeah.
He can't be in here all about his bullshit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you go on Twitter, and I meant to post this, but I'm like, DirecTV's up here promoting the fight, Showtime's promoting the fight, and you know what part of that they're promoting? It's like side that's kind of goofy. They're not really promoting his seriousness.
Right.
What do you think they expect?
Yep.
They want you to go out there and do something stupid. And they probably have told him that.
Right.
Which is fucked up, but that's the business part of this shit,
I was gonna say. Yep. And that's back to what I was talking about earlier with the Meek Mill thing, is that sometimes your relevance is defined around negativity.
Yeah.
It's like, what you know him for? Like Boot Gang. If you've seen him recently, he's gotten baptized and changed his life.
It all up.
But now don't nobody want to screw with him now. He don't have no followers.
Don't nobody want to watch that.
Because he ain't Boot Gang.
That's not entertaining.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I've been listening to him. Trying to hear what he got to say. Because that's a heck of a testimony. You know what I'm saying? But
big time.
But yeah, man. Sometimes that negativity is kind of what keeps you relevant.
I mean, you go from getting your hair brushed before every fight to at the end of your fight, you're saying something that's super controversial. Like, they're gonna want you to keep doing that. They don't want you to do anything different. So, it's gonna be interesting to watch. I think another thing that I'm gonna end up watching is I might watch that Heat Lakers game. I think that's on tonight. First time Lakers have played Heat since the finals.
Yep.
So we'll get to see a little bit of that. I think AD's still out, so could be interesting, man. Yep. Brooklyn's been working it in, man. They've been trying to get things going. I think they still gonna struggle. So we'll have to see with that.
It's Sunday, right? Don't the Lakers play?
Yeah, it might be
Brooklyn.
They
play Brooklyn Sunday.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so we'll see about that. I finished Dark. Really good series, man. I enjoyed it. I might look up a couple other movies this weekend, man, while I kind of got a little bit of free time. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna watch though, because I've caught up on WandaVision. We thought Robbie was gonna be here today, but he's actually doing Valentine's Day stuff.
Oh yeah,
so,
he was talking about. There you go.
You know what I mean? So he's doing that right now. But yeah, I enjoy WandaVision. I think it's going in a direction that I'm liking, man. I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
Yeah.
The writing, the directing on here is nuts.
Yep.
Real good stuff.
This makes me keep going back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
and like
yeah.
wanting that to have been much better
Mm-hmm.
and like more, but it's building up. It's cool. You know
Well,
what I
they're
mean?
talking about they want to give I can't think of the actor, the one guy, Asian guy.
Yeah.
They want to give him his own series and have it kind of like that. But
Bro, he talks like a freaking like video game or something, bro. Like
yeah, he's a good actor, man. I like watching
man.
him.
He's like so like charismatic and like straight through.
Mhm.
Like it's like he's on the same tone every time, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And he's Asian.
yeah,
It's so weird, man. It's weird.
yeah, man.
Every time he talks in the show, I love it.
Yeah, man. I like where it's going. I like the kind of anthology on golly, man, her name just slipped my mind. Monica Rambeau, is that her name? I like how we're seeing pretty much how she's getting her powers and
Kinda
stuff like
changing and
that.
stuff.
Yeah, game changer, man.
Yep.
Just I'm liking where it's going. I had a hunch of pretty much what we just found out in this last episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm excited to see where they're gonna take it, and then next month is when we get Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
they're really hitting it off, man, and
Anthony Mackie, man,
Yeah.
he's killing it, bro.
Yeah,
Marvel, Netflix, he's
big time. He's a big time, actor, and I honestly can't wait to
And
see.
his real name's Terrence. Man, that boy clowning.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he's really gonna be on. In this upcoming series, I want to see how well he's gonna act. I want to see where they take this. I will note, I think the last 4 episodes of WandaVision, I think they said they're all over an hour. So you kind of were saying you wanted to see something a little bit longer. I think they're like an hour and 15 or
They
something
heard
like
me
that.
and they listened.
Yeah, because
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you, sometimes I watch and I'm like, I be feeling like it just started, and I'm like, damn, this shit's over.
Oh, and check dig. This how serious I got last night. I'm like, they even put fake commercials in this movie.
Yeah.
So even with the 30-second fake commercial, y'all still was only
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah, man.
Like,
And it's
come
funny.
on,
It's
man.
funny. It's as long as the shows were back in the days that we were watching, like on Nickelodeon and stuff.
Yeah.
They were 30 minutes. That was it.
Now that you caught up, so you saw, I think it was episode 5, where they had the Yo Magic yogurt, and the dude was on the island starving,
Yeah.
and he couldn't get the thing open.
Yeah, bro.
And then like he died, and they were like, the yogurt for survivors.
Yeah, man.
That was hilarious,
Yeah,
bro.
nah,
I could not stop
They
laughing.
got some good comedy in there, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. There's some real good stuff in there. Like I said, the writing is really, 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 really good. I enjoy it. I mean, it had to take time to make it look like how it looks. You know what I mean? Especially going from kind of decade to decade with the different shows. Like
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool, man.
that's not easy to do.
Yep.
And it looks legitimately like it's supposed to look.
Yeah.
Like they had to take a lot of time out to do that type of stuff. So
Take some creativity
Oh,
right there,
yeah,
man.
man.
To
even come up with that whole concept of what this show is about. Like,
that's a cool spin.
yeah,
It's a cool spin.
super cool. And that's why I think people were they didn't know what was going on those first couple episodes. They're like, man, what the hell is this shit? You know what I mean?
Right.
Now they're like, oh, okay, I see exactly.
When I saw the
what's going
first
on.
2 episodes, I was like, maybe this is. I mean, I knew that it was going to get into. It was going to have a meaning,
Mm-hmm.
but then it went to color, and I'm like, this shit is live.
Yeah,
I mean, it
man.
was so. And just some of the story that's coming out right with the Vision thing, and
Yeah.
like he's like, well, hold on, what happened to me? And the girl that plays the agent, the little geek computer
Yeah,
girl
white
type chick, yeah, like, she got caught in the thing, and like,
Mm-hmm.
but like I like the fact that between her, the Asian guy, and then Offset Rambo or whatever,
Mhm.
when they're together, it's kind of like an odd squad. Like,
Yeah.
he's kind of like punctual and straightforward and direct, and then like the chick's kind of nerdy and kind of funny, and then
Mhm.
the agent's real serious,
Mhm.
and like man, I like the cast and
Yeah, the
everything. Just-
camaraderie
it works,
between
it works.
the
really well.
chemistry is really good, man. Like they're hitting it off, man. I'm telling you, like I legitimately can't wait for this next next Friday, because it's gonna be good stuff. I don't know, man. It's
Let me ask you a quick question.
very interesting.
So you know how Vision does the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he like snaps him out of it. So when he did the dude from work and he was like, "Help, get her out." He was talking about just Wanda being in his head, right? Like, was he? Remember you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because everybody kind of knows, like,
They're under like that
she's-
spell,
yeah.
pretty much.
Because when he caught the crazy chick, Edna, what's her name? Elaine or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever her name is. Like at the stop sign.
Mm-hmm. Agnes is that
Agnes.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like
She was tricking him.
She was, but she spoke like, well, she's got us all just kind of going nowhere. And it was like she, you know what I mean? So everybody's kind of knows that they're in a trance.
Yeah. I kind of had a hunch that it was her, kind of like.
When that dog died, I knew what it was.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, what's the reoccurring theme here? And it's this chick that keeps fucking walking into this house randomly. Like, I wouldn't ask for that type of help. So I don't know what they're getting at there.
It's crazy.
So I don't know, man. It's good stuff, man.
First couple episodes, it just seemed like, you know, because back in the day, you know, your neighbor coming over helping you cook and bringing over some food in pots and pans and that stuff was like, oh man, she was the friendly old neighbor. But then it got real weird.
Yeah.
When like, did you peep this? So in like episode 3, where black dude has the hedge clippers, dude, it was an old school set where you kind of gotta like twist it.
Yeah.
He was cutting through the brick.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't it was a hand. So he would have had to have been going so hard to cut through the cinder block, but I couldn't tell if that was like, well, now I don't know if it was Agnes, but was it just Wanda's creation of?
I think
the
it was
situation?
Agnes too, because if you watch the end, I
Because
don't know
the
if
newest
it's-
episode,
does it have it where she touches him at the end? So I think it was her, man.
But like, because I seen him like, he was like, because Vision was like, you went a little hard there, buddy. And he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I saw the thing and I'm like, dog, that was like
Yeah.
how do you go that hard?
Yeah.
Had me on some Twilight Zone stuff.
Yeah,
man.
no, I mean they really are going
It's
super
crazy.
in with this shit. So I don't know, man.
I'm glad they are because truth be told, man, I was just a 30-40% Marvel guy. They're bringing me in with other things
They're tying a whole lot of this
that
shit in
I'm
together.
like partial to now.
Yeah.
Like this show.
Yeah, you got to be invested in it now, man. I mean, there's so much going on, and they've already tied in the main Endgame movie with this. So, yeah, we're just gonna have to kind of wait and see where this is gonna go. So I think there's only 4 episodes left. So we're gonna get into like some serious shit here. I don't know if they're gonna do more than 1 season of this, but if they're not, then this should surely end. You know, pretty, you know, with a bang, you know.
Man, they need to have another season.
Yeah, but I mean, they got so many shows.
Yeah, they do.
They got so many shows they gotta do, and that's why I said they can't just keep doing this shit where, all right, we're only doing 1 show during this time because we want all the focus on this show, and then 1 show during this time because we want all the focus. No, start putting more than 1 show on there. I know they want to stretch it out and make money. I get it, but no, I want to be entertained. After I'm done watching WandaVision, I want to go watch another something that has to do with WandaVision or something that's just on there that I want to watch, you know?
Oh, and then like Disney gets lucky with guys like you and me that'll watch Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the kid stuff too, so I'm all trifecta.
Yeah, they got you.
But but for people who are like, well, I just like Mandalorian, but I don't do WandaVision, or I like WandaVision and Marvel, but I don't watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like those people were like, when's the content coming?
Right.
We just watch whatever because we good with it. But yeah, they need to start. They gotta bring it.
Oh yeah, they do for sure, man. So I don't know. We'll see, man. I know that fight's on tonight. That's probably gonna be what I'm watching.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, maybe a little bit of hoop. We'll see. But I think that's all we have for today, brother. It's good having you here. You know, say hello to the kids and missus as always. Shout out to everybody that's always watching, you know, always supporting. If you're watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video. we greatly appreciate everything that you guys do for us.
Absolutely.
We are going to have this merchandise in very, very soon. I know I keep saying that. It's here, so we just got to get all the stock in order and then figure out how we're going to launch this store so everybody can buy it and get it, because it's still cold out here and we have hoodies. You know what I mean? It's freezing out here.
Right.
The icicles, bro, I went on my deck. Bro, I'm talking about, I touched one and it fell down. I was like, damn.
Like 3-4 foot long.
Yeah, I see why people get hurt being underneath these. So, hey, we got all that shit coming, man. Everybody have a good Saturday, and we will see you next week for episode 41. I think Pound for Pound is taking the week off. We'll see you Wednesday for the Grizz Biz My 2 Cents show.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, deuces, you guys.
Thanks for tuning in. See y'all next time.
Yes, sir.
Powered by